Good afternoon, Jose.
Hello.
Just an injury question to start off with. There was no Wayne Rooney, Michael Carrick or Phil Jones, certainly in front of the cameras. Any problems with any of those three, or what's the situation?
Yeah. Phil is still recovering from the injury of which match? Wigan, I think. And Wayne and Carrick, I don't want to say injuries, because I don't think we are speaking about injuries. We are speaking about little muscular problems and protection of these problems. So all three out tomorrow, and a part of that, everything is right.
The question is the Europa League an important competition as regards the whole way the season's panning out? No, c'est pas ça. Dis-moi, pardon. Sorry. Is the match important as to how the team is developing? Sorry. The development de l'équipe pendant la saison. Yeah. As regards the season as a whole, is this an important competition in the way the team's developing and progressing throughout the whole season?
We cannot choose competitions at Manchester United, I think. We know that our situation is really complicated. We know that the Europa League is also a competition where we play on the Thursdays, and then makes it even more difficult for us. The accumulation of FA Cup, League Cup match postpones is really hard for us, and if we progress in the competitions, we will be in trouble. In April and May we will be in trouble, but we cannot choose competitions, so we play competitions to win, and I think it's also a good way to give the team as a team experience, and I think international experience is always a plus. Europa League is not a competition we want to play, but is a competition we play, and we respect it, and we show that in the group phase where we work hard to progress. There was a moment where it was difficult for us because we lost 2 away matches, but then we managed to play with our best teams and try to progress, which we did. And there is always a plus, which is the plus of being another opportunity to try to qualify for Champions League. We have two doors still open. One is Europa League, but we know that we are in the last 32, not even in the last 8 or 4, last 32, so long way to go. And in the Premier League, the door is also open, but we still have a long way to go.
Jose, this match against St Etienne sees Paul Pogba come up against his brother potentially for the first time. Has he spoken to you about it, and will you give him the wish of lining up against his brother Florentin?
No, we spoke, but we spoke in a good way, in a funny way. I think it's a good, nice destiny. I think only Mum Pogba is a little bit in trouble, which is normal. You know, it's difficult for the lady to choose. It's not difficult, it's impossible for the lady to choose. I know from Paul that the mum wants a draw, but next week one son will be happy and another one will be sad. But I think only for the mum is a little bit of problem. For them, I think they will enjoy. They will enjoy to play against each other. Paul is excited, Florentin for sure the same. So I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Jose, you say you could be in trouble if you stay in this competition. Do you fear, obviously, it could impact on the top 4 hopes in the Premier League, simply because you might have 2 or 3 games possibly to play in a week in late April or May, important games. Is that the real worry?
No. But if you ask me if I want to beat Saint Etienne and progress in the competition, I tell you yes. So we know that can be really difficult, but we also know that we don't throw away competitions. We are going to play to win and to progress. I think is even harder the fact that the match against Man City is postponed. If we win against Blackburn, the match against Southampton will be also postponed because the quarterfinals are played in the same way the Premier League plays. So this is going, in case of it happens, is going to create us many problems. Plus, obviously, the fact that Europa League we play normally Thursday, only next week we play Wednesday because of the situation. Saint Etienne, Olympique Lyon don't play at home together, but play Thursday. We never got a Monday fixture to have an extra day rest, so I know already that matches away, for example at Middlesbrough, will be played on a Sunday at 12 o'clock. So if we beat Saint Etienne and we progress in the competition, we can get a very difficult match, and then we have to play Middlesbrough on Sunday 12. So we know that is going to be very difficult. We know that obviously can have an impact in the Premier League, because in the Premier League we are competing against teams in other circumstances. For example, Liverpool, they only play Premier League. Chelsea, Premier League, FA Cup. We have still Tottenham in a similar situation as us. But we want to progress, that's the point. We prefer difficult but progressing than easy but being knocked out of the competition. So tomorrow we go seriously, Sunday against Blackburn we will go seriously too.
Jose, will Luke Shaw play tomorrow, and is this a competition where he can play a lot for the rest of the season, a good stage for him?
Sorry?
Will Luke Shaw play tomorrow, and do you think the Europa League is a good competition for him to kind of prove himself to you for the rest of the season?
He's not playing tomorrow.
Why is that?
Because my team is playing well, and I'm happy with my back four, and I'm going to repeat Valencia, BE, Smalling and Daley Blind.
If you compare Zlatan Ibrahimovic to other strikers of Manchester United earlier, like George Best and Eric Cantona, Ruud van Nistelrooy, how good is Zlatan?
I don't compare. I refuse to compare. There is no point to compare. Players from different generations, every player made his history, every player has his characteristics. It's something I don't like to do. It's very difficult to do. It's not fair to do. The circumstances are completely different for all of them. So I just prefer to say that all of them amazing players and nothing more.
Jose, yeah, with so many games, obviously rotation is going to be a key aspect in the coming weeks. How confident are you in the squad you've got, which obviously, as you've shown in recent games, can withstand so many competitions, and how much faith do you have in the players to carry on with all the competitions?
You know, we try to work in a way where we can compensate the difficulties. You know, we do a lot of work in injury prevention. We do a lot of work in recovering after the effort of the competition. we try to analyze well the players and to know when is the right timing to give them a rest. And of course, we have a squad with good possibilities, but there are always players that are more important than others, or because of their qualities, or because the squad is a little bit unbalanced in certain positions. But I always try, even in cup competitions, to play with teams with some structure, some experience, some balance. So you cannot expect from me in any cup match that I play a team completely unexpected, a team, if we lose because the opponent was better, we lose because we didn't play well, we don't lose because I opened the door with my choices for the team to be weaker. The next 2 weeks I don't think are dramatic, because we play tomorrow, then we play Sunday, then play Wednesday, Sunday again. I don't think it's dramatic, especially because after the final we have a few days without football. The problem for us is the postponed match. And now we have Manchester City, and if we win against Blackburn, we will have Southampton match postponed. If we draw against Blackburn, we will have another match against Blackburn at Old Trafford, and then I think April, May will be very, 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 very hard if we progress in the competition. So hopefully it's very, 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 very hard.